I am Dr. Scott Allan and I teach the Leadership Challenge. So the premise of this course is to look at leadership, but the name of the course is the Leadership Challenge. We see leadership as a challenge, not just something in itself. So we break that down into a number of components in order to understand leadership in a more detailed way. We then look at culture, and finally we introduce the psychological aspects such as personalities to understand how people are different. How do we deal with different types of personalities as a leader in order to get the right result? So by bringing those four elements together, leadership, followership, culture and personality, we get a richer picture of how to be an effective leader. Within the course, we run a simulation which brings the students together as teams, and they each play a different role in a dynamic experimental way that forces them to enact the type of leadership or followership that they want to have. I enjoy working with MBA students because they come to the class with prior experience, so they have preformed opinions on how things should be done, how things should work, but equally they've chosen to do an MBA because they want to learn more. So by being able to interact between their experience and what we teach them, they will teach other students based on their experience, they will learn from the other students, and they'll form deep relationships with those students that can last for years afterwards because they've shared a dynamic experience within the programme.
So my name is Mackrell. I'm a teaching fellow in management at the business school, and I teach business strategy. So in terms of topics covered in the class, as this is strategy, I like to start with the students' personal strategies while they're going through an MBA. In terms of what they're learning throughout the course, we move on from a more personal focus, then on to business level strategy, corporate level strategy, operations strategy, just to try and give them as many options to choose from that they can then apply to specific cases within companies that we go through throughout the course. I try and bring as many real world cases into the class as I can. We've had guest speakers that I've organised separately outside of class. So we had the VP of BlackRock come in and talk about their experience this year. Towards the end of this course, we have someone scheduled to come in and talk about imposter syndrome, which will really set them up for the rest of their program and then work afterwards. So what I like students to come out of this course with is the ability to think at a higher level, think strategically within a company, and look holistically at the way the company works, the direction they need to be going in versus where they are now. Employability is a huge focus for us. So for example, with the first assessment on the course, we're looking for them to develop on the more soft skills side in terms of pitching strategies, analyzing companies, and then with the final assessment, they have to choose an industry of their choice. It's recommended that they choose something they're familiar with or something they'd like to do in the future. So what I want for our students is to come out, head straight into an interview in the industry of their choice and say, I did a paper or I wrote an essay on this. I am very hireable.
Georgia Brown, lecturer in business management, and I teach future thinking. Future thinking is about scenario planning and thinking about the future. It's also about harnessing the power of storytelling. So one of the exciting things about this course is that we don't do data and graphs and charts and analysis, we do storytelling. So the teaching style on future thinking is very much student-led, that with guidance and with structure, you will gather the information that you are interested in, and working in teams, although not assessed in teams, you can gather as much information as you can and then think about that, and with an element of creativity, create the variety of futures that you think there could be for your industry. One of the benefits of this course not being data and graphs and charts is giving the students an experience of alternative ways of presenting information. So getting an understanding of how to explain complex ideas to a variety of people, so across all levels of an organisation. One of the things I particularly enjoy about teaching this course is the interaction in the classroom, that everyone is learning from everyone else, myself included, that we bring our knowledge, our experiences of our own industries. And one of the key things for this is taking that information that you learn about another industry and thinking about how the future developments of this other industry will impact yours within the next 30 and 40 years.